What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at prime moments Seedorf. He is now a left mid, which I believe, last year and the year before that he was a centre mid. So literally out of nowhere, a left mid. I didn't even know he played left mid, to be honest. He is a 4-star, which is always fantastic. And to be honest with you, looking at his stats, I probably would still rather him be in the middle. He just screams more central rather than left mid. And I think with his kind of body type, just the way he is animation-wise, if he is anything like his other versions, I would have probably kind of heavily relied on him in kind of a centre mid, maybe even a cam position, depending on how you want to use him. Personally, I think you can go with a shadow. We'll give him 96 pace, 79 defending, which isn't terrible. And then obviously with a hunter, you'd get 96 pace, 95 shooting, which would scream more of a cam to me. If we look at him then, he's 5'9 with a high medium right footed. We have got outside of the foot shot on him. And to be honest, stats do scream more attack in midfield than defense. And this is why I think defensively, if you're going to have him as a box to box, I would recommend highly having a very, very good either defensive box to box or a solid CDM at the minimum. So I personally would like him kind of more attacking than defending. I feel like that is how he's going to play. And normally, strength-wise, shouldn't be an issue. Pace should be decent. Obviously, with a hunter, you're looking at 96, which gives you 95 acceleration, 97 sprint speed, which is more than enough. And you'd end up with 94 finishing, 95 positioning, and then obviously the 97 shot power. Passing-wise, 94, 91 on the short and long. Can't argue one bit. Strength, like I said, is 89. Again, he's naturally quite a strong player anyway, so he tends to hold the ball off quite nicely. Dribbling's looking fantastic. The only thing, with the hunter is you don't get any more agility balance, which would be more of the better stat to get. So if you do want to go with an engine instead, again, it's not a bad option. Turns him into a 95 cam, and you would end up with 91 pace, 97 passing, and 96 dribbling. So something to always consider depending on how you are going to use him. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into Seedorf, see what this man can do for 2.8 mil. Nice. Seedorf on the ball for the first time. See if we can kind of just push through here. He's got a little bit of a turn on him, which is always nice. It's going to link up with Matthias very, very well. If Traore doesn't want to step in, that is. Sterling into Seedorf. Can we get the run? He's got some good pace on him. I think you've got to know the limitations with him as well. He's not necessarily the most dribbling player in the world, but he definitely can hold his own. So I wouldn't overexert him, because naturally, you kind of do too much with somebody, eventually you're going to get tackled. They're just going to know your pattern, and there's only so much that he can do. But what he can do is literally just play the midfield, kind of push up front, and he has got an absolute rocket as Alisson just manages to get his right arm across. And again, not quite on the target there. Seedorf with a big ball into Mbappe. I think it's going to get it to him. Over the keeper. Keeper's out, and the chip is absolutely atrocious, but a solid ball nonetheless. Seedorf out wide. Not the ball I wanted, but we take it. Seedorf pushing up. A little 1-2 with Mbappe. If we can find him back here. Oh, Reece James is going to take it, though. Seedorf. Finesse. Oh, it's an absolute cracker. That is a beautiful first goal for him. Finds it on his right foot. Finesses it past Alisson, and he has not a chance to get it. Dinks a ball in for Mbappe again. Doesn't manage to get it anywhere near him this time. But again, he is absolutely all over that attacking role. This is what I mean. I think in terms of kind of a central attacking mid, he just plays it very, very well. He's got the attributes down to a T. I think left mid is definitely a wasted position for him with how good he is just pushing forward there. So potentially a formation change would be nice. So it does give you that option. If you have kind of like a centre mid you'd probably like to push out, or you have a right mid that you'd like to push in as well, that obviously would work out really, really well in terms of the starting formation. But again, with these stats, I think with how highly statted they are, I think maybe starting him on a 7 or 8 isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. Seedorf again pushing, finds a Sterling ball. It's got Reece James chasing. He's going to wait for that. Love it from him. Little dink. Gets the ball in. Seedorf is there. But Conte is going to deal the final header away. The big question is, has Seedorf got free kick ability? We've got 86 on the accuracy. We're going to give him a go once this guy decides that he wants to actually accept that the foul's there. Matthias is there as well. That's a big call. 99. Seedorf got some nice ones, so we're going to give him an absolute crack at this. I don't know if he's going to move Allison in the end. No, he's going to go with this guy. See if we can find something out of the bag here. Get a direction. You know what? That on another day, I feel like that will go in. He's definitely got some sort of free kick. So if you haven't got anybody, always a nice thing to add to your roster with him. Seedorf pushing through again. Passing wise, I think he's literally not missed a beat with him. Sterling is absolutely ecstatic with every single ball that's come in. Even finds that one. He's going to go for a very rushed cross, but nearly pushes it into his own net, if I do say so myself. How on earth that's found? Seedorf finds an Mbappe who tries to get it, but Maldini is enough to smother that ball out. So if we are going into the overall for Seedorf then. So left mid, out of the question. Definitely an attacking mid or box to box, depending on how you want to use him and how your formation lines up in. I personally preferred the cam roll. Feel like that definitely helped him more. But if you're going for the shadow, I think you've definitely got a decent box to box. I just think in terms of defensive ability, compared to some of his, if we're looking compared to Matthias, I know the millions of difference, but that is kind of a box to box that can do both jobs. Seedorf for me is great at going forward. Defensively can make a tackle, but not necessarily as convincing as some of the other centre mids. So I would suggest if you're going for a centre mid rather than a cam, definitely have a very good DM that's going to be able to have that kind of overall say in that sort of role. In terms of the pace, we've got no issue. He is a smaller player with a stockier build. Strength obviously had absolutely massive legs. In power as well, that is for me the biggest thing for him, is just naturally strength wise he was incredible. Shooting decent, I would say, as a cam. Can't argue with him. Personally, left mid, I just don't think there's any scenario where I think that would actually work out. His pace is decent, but not a left mid sort of standard. And like you say, with a stocky build, it's just not necessarily the most desirable player there. And like we've seen in previous years, he is a centre mid literally throughout the past 3 years since moments have been a thing. So change it to a left mid, I suppose that is maybe where he started, or at least a version of him. So it is nice that we've got a change, but for me, I just think keeping him central is going to be better. Personally, I would go with the Hunter most definitely. 96 pace, 95 shooting. He's coming in at the moment at 2.8 on the Xbox. We have seen 2 mil and 1.6 on the PlayStation, so I'm not too sure if either Xbox hasn't got anybody or they're just glitched on here, because literally there is nothing, whereas we've actually got the first 5 listings of Seedorf on the PlayStation. I don't know if anything, no, nothing's on PC. So at the minute, PlayStation have had him. Xbox at the moment, people have either packed him and not sold him, or obviously there is a glitch in the sales. Overall for me, in terms of moments, I do like his cam roll here, but again, we've got a big upgrade from 91 to 93, so interesting to see nonetheless. But for me, I think he's got to come in somewhere around about the 9.6 to 9.8. Let me know down below what you think, like and subscribe, and I catch you all for the next one.